My name is Kelly MacDonald. I may have been born with low vision, but did that stop me from living the life I wanted? No way! It barely slowed me down. Today, I'm a broadcaster, actor, sports fan, and all-around great guy. I'm also the host of my very own show, this show. I've made a bucket list of things I want to experience, people I want to meet, and places I want to see. So join me on my travels and take a look at things from my point of view. This is Blindsided with Kelly MacDonald. Welcome back to Blindsided with Kelly MacDonald, the show where my producers won't tell me why my dressing room smells like old cables. This week on the show, I learn how to sail, which gets me one step closer to my dream of becoming a pirate. Captain Blindbeard, to be specific. Also, my inside scoop, news co-anchor Suzanne Shipley tries to convince me that babies' clothes are in fashion. But first, it's time for the Dare segment. So far, it's been super easy. So, bring it on!
Hi, Kelly. It's your friend Pando here from Olympus Canine Training Facility. I'd like to help you get over your fear of dogs, and I dare you to come and help me train Bruno here for the police force.
I was totally wrong. I have zero interest in going to an attack dog school. Of all the times I wished I had an evil twin. Let's get this over with. Dare me. Well, I'm here at Olympus Canine with Pando. Oh, you got me with this dare.
I'm glad you're here.
Well, what are we gonna do?
So what you'll be having in your right hand is a plastic piece of pipe. You're gonna be raising that suddenly over your head. This is the protective sleeve that you'll be wearing. It's a tube inside, Teflon tube, that will run right up to your shoulder area, covered with a burlap. So you'll feel the pressure, but you're not gonna feel the teeth coming through.
Oh, that's a good thing. And all I have to do is be threatening with the stick like I'm gonna hit somebody like, whoa, up into the air like that.
The greater the threat, the more he'll put into it.
Okay. How do I stop it, or will I leave that to you?
There is a handle in the bottom.
And when I let go, Bruno pulls the sleeve off my arm.
Kelly, this is Bruno. He's about a 80-pound Belgian Malinois. He's tan in color, dark face. So he's the one that's going to be doing all the training.
Hello, Bruno.
As soon as he sees that sleeve, he really knows what's going to happen.
Right.
So when you present that threat, that's what we want to give him the idea that that's the green light for him to protect his handler.
Okay, he's getting excited already.
Yeah, he sure is. So whenever you're ready, Kelly, just lift up the stick and he'll stop it.
There we go. He's got a hold of it. He's not gonna let go of it, so he has it. You're welcome, Bruno.
So how did that feel, Kelly?
Somewhat playful, but not a lot of fun for me. He grabbed on and pulled, and it was great to know I could just let go of the handle inside and he'd take off, and that's enough.
So I'm gonna give you back the sleeve, and we'll try it at a bigger distance now.
Okay. And now for an attack from 10 feet away. Okay. And I go on my cue.
You just raise your weapon hand, and
here we go.
He'll do the rest.
Here we go. See ya. I think I must be easy for him because he doesn't seem to pull that hard. But I could tell if that was a bare arm, I wouldn't want him to pull anything.
That was great, Kelly. Up to now, I've had him on leash. Are you confident enough that I can take him off leash and put you in that center of that field?
Absolutely not, but we should try. Standing alone in the middle of the training ground, I can feel Bruno's intensity as he runs towards me at full speed.
Here he comes.
The longer the distance, the harder the bite.
You got it. I got him. Okay. Wow, how was that?
It was an experience, that's for sure. I'd hate to not be wearing one of those arm sleeves.
Did I help you get over your fear of dogs, Kelly?
No, actually, you probably made it a little worse, actually. I'm gonna have to go in and change my pants before I leave. Thanks a lot, Pando.
Thanks for your help.
And Bruno, thanks for nothing.
They make this show accessible for people who are blind, but this is the first time I felt they made it accessible for us service dogs.
Exactly. A dog just biting Kelly over and over again? Now that's television.
And did you see how scared Kelly was?
I know. What does he think dogs are? Vacuums?
Exactly. It's not like Bruno was a thunderstorm.
Too true.
And now for joking aside.
Great work, everyone. You're all making the incredibly low amount of money that I make teaching this adult painting class all worthwhile. Now, let's work on those long, thick brush strokes, and I'll come around and tell you how much I love your work, no matter how bad it may be. Namaste.
Can you believe we have a blind painter in this class?
Not all blind people are totally blind, you idiot.
Well, if she can see, how come she can't match her blouse with her pants?
You are terrible, but you are right. Her hearing can't be that great either. Otherwise, why would she wear colors that loud?
And I'm the terrible one? Honestly, what is she even painting over there? Braille? Just, you have to touch it to see what, oh, it's a tree. You know, I don't even know what I mean by that exactly.
It doesn't matter. You know what is funny? She has paint all over her face, and I'll bet she can't even see it.
Can't even see it. She doesn't even know. She's blind, can't see anything.
Where am I?
I mean, who does she think she is? Famed blind 16th century Venetian Renaissance artist Giovanni Ganella? Does she think she's Giovanni Ganella?
You went there.
Yeah, I went there.
God, I love you.
Oh, that's great.
That's good stuff.
Fantastic.
Look at her. If she gets any closer to that canvas, she's gonna make love to it.
Oh.
All right, would anybody like to show their work to the rest of the class?
I will.
Oh, I can't wait to see what she made.
What the?
How did she make a photorealistic painting of us making fun of her?
I love your work.
Oh, thank you. I call it I'm blind, not deaf.
Okay, now I feel a little bad.
Do you think she heard us? No, she's blind.
Yeah.
Coming up on the break, I changed my underwear just from thinking about that dog. After the break, I flee to the open lake, where I'm confident I'll never see a dog again. Welcome back to Blindsided with Kelly McDonald. Learning how to sail doesn't make you a pirate, but I hope we can get halfway there by learning how to tack, raise a sail, and board another ship. Yarg, let's go. Let's check something off my bucket list. I'm at Marina Key West at Toronto Harbor, and the man that's going to get me started is...
Fred Brackus from Blind Sailing Canada, and to help us today is...
Yvonne Mellows, and I'm crew today. Fred is our skipper, so we're going to be taking you out on the water and showing you how to race a sailboat.
Wow. Tell me about Blind Sailing Canada.
Blind Sailing Canada is a group of about 50 volunteers and members. We've been around 15 years, have 2 boats, and we go out for 7 to 10 sails per week.
Sounds great. I'm ready to get started if you guys are.
Excellent, let's go.
I'll grab on here. I'll try not to fall over out of the boat either.
that would help. So now we're walking down the main dock. To our right is a finger dock that leads us to the boats. So I'm going to get in front of you and ask you to put your hand on my back or on my shoulder.
Gotcha.
Okay, the dock is about 2 feet wide. To our left side is our boat, a Catalina 270, 1 mast, 2 sails. If you follow my left arm down, you'll get to the stanchion.
Got it.
Okay, there's about a 6-inch gap and then a slight step up onto a platform on the boat.
Checking that, got it.
Okay, and then once you're on there, have a seat and then we'll join you. So here we are sitting behind the steering wheel of the cockpit.
Oh yeah, it's
Got
kind of
the wheel in
big.
front of you. And at the top of the wheel, we've tied a string. So that shows you where the wheel needs to be for it to be straight.
Okay.
In front of the wheel, in the middle, is a compass. So that tells us what heading we're on.
Feels like a ball.
It's a glass ball, yes. To the right of that is a lever that controls the speed of the motor.
Okay.
And to the left of it is a lever that controls forward and reverse, so the transmission.
Gotcha.
Okay, Kelly,
Hi, Vaughn.
here we are, still in the cockpit, but we're a little further forward so that you can reach the sailing controls.
Awesome.
When we've motored the boat out into the harbor, Fred is going to turn the boat into the wind, and we will put the sails up. On this boat, we have 2 sails. We've got a main sail, which is attached to a boom, which is a horizontal spar. It's about 10 feet long.
Wow.
And the leading edge of it is attached to a mast, which is 35 feet high.
Okay.
We're going to be raising the main with the main halyard.
Up that 35.
Up that 35.
Okay.
And this is the main halyard.
That's a rope for it.
That's the rope for it. Now, if you bring your hand forward to this block, written in Braille,
Main halyard. It's written in Braille. That's great.
so when Fred gives the command, you're going to hoist, pull with a lot of muscle. and get the sail up.
Okay. Now that Yvonne has shown me the ropes, quite literally, Fred takes the wheel and we head out for the open waters of Lake Ontario. In here, the water's nice. Yeah, but I can tell by the laugh that's just in here.
That's right. Here's nice and smooth. Once we get out into the lake, we'll stay in the Toronto Harbor where it's calmer, but you'll start to feel more of the wind and more of the weather.
There's a bit of wind as we turned.
Okay, Kelly, we're in the perfect spot here to hoist the sails. So move forward and Yvonne will show you exactly what to do.
All right.
All right, so now we're going to raise the halyard.
All right.
So step back a bit so you've got a bit more
Pull room?
purchase. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So whenever you're ready,
All right.
Fred, he'll give her the word, and you're going to pull it towards you.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. We're heading to wind, so go ahead and pull.
Pull to the back, that's it.
I don't want to hit you with my hands. Oh, it isn't the easiest, is it?
And then the last part, you'll have to grind with the winch.
Here we go with the winch.
I hope steering the boat is easier than raising the sails.
No, it's coming. It's good.
Slow.
It's good.
And that's
okay.
good.
That's good.
All right.
Kelly.
Excellent. Okay, Kelly, now that we have Yvonne taking care of the sails, why don't you come back here and join me at the helm?
Oh, you bet. All right.
Okay.
So you stay standing for this, you say?
It's best to stay standing. So you have to feel where the wind is coming from. So if you're feeling the wind more on your face, that means you've turned the boat into the wind and have to then turn it further to port or left.
Okay.
If you're feeling the wind on the back of your head, that means you've turned away from the wind and you have to turn, in this case, more to starboard or right.
Okay. So right now I sort of feel it crossing into my face as like hitting the front right side of my chest.
Correct.
Now,
So
right
you have
on.
to turn to port
Okay.
to keep the boat going straight. And
Port being left.
correct. And more. And a little further.
I feel it
Excellent.
turning.
Good.
And I feel
then
like we're going.
straighten the wheel out a bit again. Excellent. Okay, Kelly, are you ready to take control of the wheel?
Give it a try, as long as you stick on my port side.
I'm here for you.
All right, so for me, I'm still feeling the wind off to my left in front of me.
Doing an amazingly good job of holding a straight course.
Oh, I'm glad.
So, Kelly, it looks like you perfected sailing on a port tack, which means that the wind is coming from the port side of the boat. Are you ready to tack, which means turning the boat through the wind and having the wind come on the other side?
I'm ready to give it a try.
So what I'll get you to do then is, when I say so, turn the steering wheel about halfway around to the left side, to port.
Okay.
The boat will spin around, and then I'll get you to straighten it back out again.
Okay.
Yvonne's taking care of the sails. So to make sure that everyone knows that you're going to tack, you first say, ready, about.
Okay.
Then the crew says, ready, to acknowledge that everyone knows you're going to turn. And then you say, helms alee,
Okay.
to say you are starting to turn.
Right. So I would say, ready about,
Ready?
helms alee.
Go for it. Halfway around. Perfect.
There.
Hold it.
Do I feel us turning to port? And then I'll bring it back
Out to a beam reach, Yvonne. Yep, start turning it back, Kelly.
slowly.
Yep, and that's good right there. Perfect.
It's like heaven out here. It's quiet, except for the sound of the wind blowing through the powerful sails. It's definitely the sailor's life for me.
So, Kelly, you've done such a great job steering. Why don't you take us back to the marina?
Aye, aye, skipper.
All right. So here we are at the dock.
That was great.
Engine is off. Well done.
Thanks for docking this for me.
Here we go. Great day. There's a drink for you,
Excellent.
Skipper.
Thank you.
And there's a beer here for you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Great day, guys.
Great.
Fantastic sailing.
Cheers to a fantastic crew.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What kind of show is this? I just assumed they would run aground on an island and become cannibals.
Yeah, like, hey, other humans, come watch this show where we successfully sail a ship and no one eats anybody.
It left such a bad taste in my mouth.
So disappointing.
This is your Inside Scoop. This is the Inside Scoop. News as we see it, with your host, Kelly McDonald.
And I'm Suzanne Shipley. Hey, Kelly, what do you think of my new hat?
The producer says it's way too small.
Kelly, you don't understand fashion. It's a baby's hat.
Babies' hats are in fashion for adults?
Well, they're not in fashion yet, but they will be. The youth are always trendsetters, so I'm wearing whatever a baby wears.
Babies aren't youths.
Babies are the youthiest youths. Ipso facto, I should wear what they wear. Besides, the baby won't miss it. She or he barely even noticed I was there.
You actually took that from a baby?
Yep. It was like taking candy from a baby. Easier, actually, because they like candy and they're very indifferent about hats.
Let's get to the news.
A group of activists is pushing for Ontario to adopt a new and improved version of the international symbol for access. The new symbol emphasizes the person and not the wheelchair. A third group has come forward suggesting another image, Jupiter exploding, which they say looks hella cool.
North Korea has agreed to have a UN expert on the rights of persons with disabilities visit the country. A spokesperson says, "We look forward to showing the rest of the world that we treat people with disabilities like everyone else by putting them in prison work camps."
I hate working.
A prison work camp is vastly different than working here in the news studio.
Well, not really, actually. They kept me here until 5:30 yesterday.
Oh.
And they will be receiving a complaint from my union rep. Right to the warden. You can count on that.
Oh, boy.
A visually impaired teen had to be rescued when his kayak flipped in an eastern Nebraska lake. Local firefighters had to use a private citizen's boat to rescue the teen. Here to talk about the incident is eastern Nebraskan firefighter Hal Renton. Hal, are you all right? I don't know if you've noticed, but you're covered head to toe in ash, and there's some dried crusted blood on your face, and you have a very far away look.
You don't know the horrors that I've seen.
That's correct, Hal. I don't. Maybe I could ask you about the rescue of the teen.
Let me recount that nightmare for your little show. Tell you the gruesome tale so you can get your jollies off.
But I thought you rescued him.
Tell that to my best friend.
Oh no, did he die in the rescue?
No, he's a NAM, and he's not coming back.
Oh, wow.
For 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, so he's on vacation? All right, well, maybe we could talk about the rescue, Hal. What was the teen like when you got to him?
Or...
Excuse me?
You weren't there, man!
Ma'am.
You've never been out there in the summer heat. Reeds up to your neck, the water a frigid 78 degrees. The kid's hands, they were pruny, like an old man.
But he's fine now.
Yes.
But you're not.
No!
Okay, well, that's all the time we have today for Inside Scoop.
Join us next week, where if all goes according to plan at the local daycare, I'll have 23 hats, a lot of candy, and an absolutely clean conscience, because I don't know how to feel guilt.
Welcome back to Blindsided with Kelly McDonald. Time to climb onto my soapbox. Let's talk about inspiration porn. No, it's not dirty. Well, it's dirty in a moral kind of way, but no hanky-panky. It's calling people inspirational solely on the basis of their disability. You've probably seen videos on the internet that warm the hearts of able people everywhere as a person with a disability goes on a date, eats at a restaurant, or even just crosses the street. To have your heart warmed by these very human actions is just patronizing. I can't tell you how many times I've been walking down the street and some white knight has grabbed my arm to help me continue walking exactly as I already was. The only person being helped in that scenario is themselves. This isn't to say that people with disabilities don't face some tough challenges, but we all do. Let's not view someone with a disability as a one-dimensional heart warmer for the abled. Let's just keep looking at them as people. And now for more joking aside.
You know, there's nothing like building a bit of a house, taking a bit of a break for a little bit of a lunch.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm just happy that Sal's willing to hire a couple of blind construction workers.
You're telling me. In my interview... Oh, yeah! I know a hot chick when I hear one.
You got a nice gait, lady. Where are you trying to go? I'm trying to come.
Yeah. You stomp those heels like you stomp my heart. Anyway, so Sal says to me...
Oh, Old man, you got any candies in those pockets that I can reach into?
Hey, you ever get tired of using that cane? You can use mine anytime. I mean, my Johnson.
Sounds like you play shuffleboard with my heart.
Hey, those knees aren't the only thing poppin', sir. Anyway, so Sal says to me, I don't care if you're blind. It doesn't matter, as long as you can do the work.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah! You honk that moneymaker, clown.
I love the sound of those big shoes. Why don't you show me what's in those big pants?
No need to blow up a balloon. I'm already blown up. Hey, you ever think that we're gonna get in trouble for yelling at people like this?
I thought it was in our job description. I hate doing it.
Me too.
It's time now to Ask a Blind Guy.
Mr. McDonald, I have your fan tweets here.
Oh, thanks, Fiona.
Please, call me Snooky Bear.
I don't think so.
Why? I call you Putty Tush behind your back.
Let's get to the tweets and never say putty and tush in the same sentence again.
At Hungry for Life writes, as a blind person, when you go to a restaurant, what do you look for besides the food?
A place that's easy to get to via public transit, and one that has accommodating wait staff. That's essential.
Great answer, Putty Tush.
All right, that's all we have time for this week on Blindsided. Join us next week when Fiona gets fired for calling me Putty Tushy on air.
Looks like someone's being a tushy putty.
This episode is brought to you by The Letter K. Just kidding. Executive producer, Breakthrough Entertainment. Supervising producer, Leanne Brennan. Series producer and writer, Amy Blythe. Producer, Alistair Forbes. Directed by Amy Blythe and Alistair Forbes. Director of Photography, Suave Hoopa. Editor, Janet Jeffrey. Integrated Described Video Consultant, Emily Harding. Produced in association with Accessible Media, Inc. Produced and distributed by Breakthrough Entertainment.
Hey, Otis, I'm thinking about joining the police force.
What? Why?
I don't know. Do you think Bruno's seen anyone right now?
An AMI original production.